What it do, again? Welcome back to the channel. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. With that being said, I don't want to bombard you at the beginning of the video with the whole subscription thing, but I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and it will mean a lot to me if we actually make it there. So if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please consider subscribing. With that being said, I was supposed to record Plunder Patrol replays today, but I won't have the time to do that. But so a lot of you actually really enjoyed the last Ghoti videos that I made, the first one and the one on the combo guide. But a lot of you also had questions in the last video, so I'm gonna answer them. So it's gonna be a little longer of a intro, but I just want to answer your questions. If not, then just skip to the replays, bro. It's all good. So now, with that being said, a lot of you asked me why I wasn't running a Bit Shark, why I wasn't running Dimensional Shifter, why I wasn't running the Field Spell, and stuff like that, right? So I'm gonna answer that. First of all, the last video that you guys saw, that deck list was purely and only made for synchro summoning. It was made for synchro summoning because we were playing the Deep Seeking, and basically the whole deck was just to synchro summon, so that's why I wasn't playing these specific cards. Now also, a Bit Shark, if you're not playing Xyz monsters, there's honestly no reason for you to play this card. Most of the time you use this because it's considered a level 4 for your Xyz monsters, and it's going to get you your other level 4, so you could go into your 6 monsters, right? So that's why I wasn't running it. Dimensional Shifter, I have a love and hate relationship. I've been destroying other Ghoti players on mirror matches because they use this thing and I wasn't using it in my new deck list. Now I'm gonna tell you why this thing is good and bad in the deck. People have been using this thing, sending it to the graveyard, and then they don't have fish monsters in the graveyard to banish when they do their Ghoti combos during their opponent's turn. So I've been destroying people because of that. So when you use this thing, be careful. It's a double-edged sword. I don't run it anymore. I'm not gonna run it anymore, but this is the deck list that I was running for the replays that you're gonna see, so I'm showing it to you. I didn't even use it, but that's why I don't like this thing all that much. You could definitely run it, bro. Play however you want. Now with that being said, the Field Spell. The reason why I wasn't playing the Field Spell, honestly, I think if I'm gonna run it in any Ghoti deck, I'm only gonna run it at 1, because this deck legitimately plays perfectly without this thing. Like, this thing is useless in the sense if you don't need it. Like, it baffles my mind that you don't need the Field Spell, but you could run it at 1. The reason why I don't suggest running it more than 1, maybe 2, is because it becomes a brick. Also, nobody could destroy this thing when you have fish monsters on the field. Most of the time, all you have is fish monsters on the field, so you don't need it more than 1. That's why in that specific deck list, I wasn't running it, because I wanted to keep it at 40, and honestly, I can play without this thing. Once you learn how this deck works and really plays, you'll understand that you don't need this and you don't need this. Even against tiers, all you gotta do is banish, kick Kalos, and you want the game. Brothers, come on now. It's crazy. So with that being said, enough talking. Let's get into the saucy replays for you guys. I hope I answered your questions. Again, please consider subscribing, and let's get into the replays. Oh, before we even get to that, let me show you the other deck list that I'm working on, which is this one right here. I'm still working on it. Again, if you guys want to, please consider running this if you're running this, because for example, you're going to normal summon this thing, activate its effect, banish it. You're gonna special summon one of these, send this thing to the graveyard, activate its effect, then you're gonna activate this thing, bring this thing back into the deck, and you have this thing, and you have your full Ghoti combo on your opponent's turn as well, which is crazy. So now, let's get into the replay. Alright, my dudes and dudettes. So, yo, this is one of my favorite replays that I got in the event, because we were playing against some sauciness. I think this is the one we were playing against Punk Tears brothers. Punk Tears going second. Let's see what we got going on. Yup, emergency teleport. Bring it out here. Bring the Sea Aiming onto the field. Activate its effect. Get yourself an Ogre Dance. They're going to activate the Ogre Dance. Send that thing to the graveyard. I'm gonna Ash Blossom that thing because it's spring outside. Get it out of my face. Again, that thing gets bodied and negated. Now they're gonna set down a back row. Here I'm gonna activate my Snopios, banishing both of these monsters. And now next time this thing leaves the field, it's gonna get banished instead, right? And I'm gonna end my turn. So there we go. Emergency teleport was gonna banish it anyways. I just wanted my level 6 because since I banished the paces, I knew that I had my combo right here. So with both of these monsters, I go into the Axial Synchro Stardust Dragon, right? Bring it out here, activate that thing's effect, bring the paces back onto the field. With both of these monsters right here, we go into the Sorcerer Supreme Severin Tang Ying. That boy looks saucy. Then I'm gonna activate my Supe Dustwalker, Sending a card to the graveyard so I can get my other super monster with both of these. We make our level 6 Ariompos, right? Serpent of the Goddess. We're gonna activate that thing's effect, banishing our Snopios, activating the effect of the Severin Ten Ying, banishing the Paces so I can bring the Snopio back to the hand, right? Get it in here. Now this thing's gonna trigger. We're gonna banish that back row card and a card. And look, it's tier limit Soki. So now here I'm gonna slap him in the face for all this damage. You're probably thinking, bro, your opponent didn't do anything. Hold on. So here we're gonna activate the Paces. It's gonna come back onto the field, right? Here they're gonna normal summon the CM and activate its effect, getting themselves a Foxy Tune. Foxy Tune is gonna activate its effect, sending itself to the graveyard, bringing the Deer Note onto the field, also activating the Soki in the graveyard, right? So here I decided to activate my Paces because I'm like, this is a level 8 Chaos Ruler. I don't want them getting chaotic, so I gotta get that thing out of here. So here we're gonna go into our Ascan, right? They're gonna activate that thing, getting themselves a Rhino Heart to the hand. I'm gonna activate this thing and I'm gonna banish the Deer Note because I don't want no chaoticness going on. Then I'm gonna activate the effect of the Snopios, banishing the Ariompos, banishing the Snopios. Now both of these get banished. I'm gonna activate the Ascan, banishing the Ariompos, bring this thing back onto the field. They're gonna activate the Foolish Burial Goods, right? Send that thing in there. They're gonna activate the Kelvic, mill a bunch of cards, activate the Rhino Heart, activating the Shadow Beast. So here Shadow Beast is gonna allow them to draw a card, right? This thing is gonna special summon itself onto the field, sending the other Rhino Heart, activating its effect, getting the Hobness in there. Activate the Hobness. I'm gonna activate my Ariompos, banishing the Sev and the Paces. Bring it out here. This boy comes onto the field. This thing activates. They're gonna fusion summon into the Kid Kalos. Bring it out here. So from here on out, they're gonna activate that thing's effect. I'm gonna activate the Severin Supreme Cheng Ying, also activating my Ariompos. My Snopios, and then activating the Seth in the banish zone, right? Bring the Seth out here. Activate this thing. That thing's gonna get banished. We banish the Kid Kalos, banishing the trap from the graveyard. Now they're gonna get themselves a Sharon, right? I'm gonna activate this thing's effect. Level 6, level 8. I see two monsters in attack position. One of them is gonna get banished when they get destroyed. Get them things out of here. They're gonna activate the Sharon, special summon that thing on the field, sending a Keldo to the graveyard. Activate the tier limits, the Sharon, and the Scream as well. They're gonna get this thing back into the deck, fusion summon into a Mud Dragon of the Swamp. This deck is saucy, bro. Like, we hate tier limits, but this deck is saucy. Now they're gonna activate the polymerization, use both of these monsters right here to fusion summon into the Predaplan Dragon Stepelia. They can't make Root Kalos without Kick Kalos. That thing is banished. They're gonna put a counter on this thing and they're gonna end their turn. Right. So here, Paces come back onto the field. I'm gonna activate the Lifeless Leaf Fish because if I banish things, I'm just testing it out. I know I'm negated, but I'm like, let me just see. Either way, I'm gonna send these back into the deck. That way I could draw a card. Gotta activate this thing, it's negated, doesn't matter. With the Paces and the other level A, I'm going to Synchro Summon into the only Baron de Floor. Bring it out here. Activate that thing's effect. Pop that thing like a zit. And then we're going to the battle phase. GG's. I was thoroughly entertained by this guy. That was a great match in my opinion, even though we basically controlled everything. But that was some sauciness. With that being said, let me know in the comment section if you want me to make a Punk Tears deck. Let me know. Now let's go into the next replay. Alright gang, here we are for the second replay of the day. And this replay we actually went up against Beckoning Beast Sprite or something like that. I was being douchey because I use Max C and stuff like that, but it is what it is. Also I get to show you this thing right here, right? So with that being said, they're gonna activate the opening of the Spirit Gates, getting themselves a Dark Beckoning Beast. They're gonna special summon that thing or normal summon it. I don't know. Normal summon? Yeah, normal summoning it. They're gonna special summon the Sprite Blue. I'm gonna activate our Max C, right? So here they're going to proceed to get themselves a Carrot. They're going to special summon the Carrot onto the field. We're going to draw a card. Then they're going to link summon into the Sprite Elf, right? Bring it out onto the field. Sprite Elf, they decided to end their turn right there because they didn't want us to draw more cards. I'm like, okay, bet. Again, I'm only going to show you Max C replays if we draw 2 to 3 cards, nothing more. So they're gonna activate the Sprite, special summon the Sprite Blue, activating that thing's effect, getting themselves a red onto the hand. Here we're gonna go into the battle phase, activate evenly matched. I just mainly wanted them to get a body off of the field because I knew they could negate that thing, right? But we don't really care because with Ghotis, we don't do all that great going second because we need to set up. So Beautiful Princess, send that thing to the Banish Zone, special summon the Life Release Fish, activate its effect, sending the Sheriff. Oh, we're cooking. We're cooking that hard, bro. I'm cooking too hard, bro. So you know the fire department's outside. So with that being said, again, we activated all of that, and all I did was set up because the cards that I have in the hand, I know what I'm about to do. Just draw a card at max. See, they Ash Blossom me. I'm like, okay, great, because otherwise I wouldn't have shown you this replay. So it's good that we got the Ash Blossom out of the way. It's spring outside, so get it out of here. We're gonna activate the Shift, special summon it back onto the field, right? They're gonna activate the Sprite Elf, bringing the blue onto the field, but before they do that, I'm gonna activate the Shift. Shift is going to allow us to synchro summon into our Arion pose, bring it out onto the field, of course. Again, they're going to bring the blue onto the field, activate that thing's effect. I'm going to activate our Arion pose. With Arion pose, I'm going to banish a Snopios. Then they're going to get a Sprite Jet onto the hand, right? I'm going to activate the Snopios effect, banishing the Shift. And this is why I wanted to show you this replay too. This thing is some cracky sauciness. This thing is good and it sucks at the same time. Now I'm gonna tell you why. This thing is it's good because it's a level 8 3000 beast stick that you can special summon from the graveyard or the hand whenever you banish a card. Now the reason why it sucks is because it's supposed to banish a card from the graveyard and a card that's in the field zone. I don't know why they made it the field zone. It should have just been a card on the field, bro. But whatever. So now again, we get to special summon this thing onto the field. The Snopios gets to come back to the hand. Now they're gonna special summon the red, special summoning the J. I'm gonna activate our Snopios, banishing the Paces and banishing the Ceph as well. They're gonna activate the red. Red is gonna allow them to banish our cards, right? Well, our Snopios. But I'm okay with that because again, we have a level 8 body onto the field. They're gonna get themselves a Sprite Gamma Burst. I still get to activate the Ceph because it was banished. Activate its effect. Level 8. Level 2 tuner, level 10 Ghoti of the Deep and Beyond. Like I said, they're in deep trouble. So stupid. Anyways, they're gonna hit us with a Nibiru, which is wild. Who's even playing this nowadays? But either way, they play that thing. Everything gets out of the field. But the crazy thing is that doesn't negate my effect. All of these things get banished still. They're gonna activate the Sprite Starter, bringing the blue back onto the field, activating another opening of the Spirit Gates, getting themselves a Dark Beckoning Beast. They're gonna summon that thing, use both of these monsters to go into another Sprite Elf. And here I was getting confused. I'm like, what's going on, brother? What are you doing? So then they activate this thing's effect, getting rid of the Jet, bringing the Dark Beckoning Beast onto the field again. Using both of these monsters, they go into the Gigantic Sprite. I'm like, okay, bet. You're planning on bodying my face, copy. They get a Jet onto the field, Gamma Burst. They get all this attack boost, and I'm like, oh, you think you got it like that, leaving us with 700 life points, which is wild, right? Then they're gonna link off into IP Masquerena? Huh? Hello? So I'm like, okay, bet. I don't know what the heck that was all about. I'm gonna activate the Paces, bring it onto the field, activate the Shift, bring it onto the field. I'm gonna activate our Supe, sending our Snopios to the graveyard. Bringing both of these, use the Life Live Fish, send all 3 of these monsters back into our extra deck and deck so I could draw a card. I join to the Snopios, which is crazy. So then here we're gonna link off into our Arion pose. Arion pose is gonna banish a Paces for next turn. We don't even really care. We're gonna use both of these monsters to go into the XL Synchro Stardust Dragon. Activate that thing's effect. Activating the Arion pose in the graveyard. Banishing itself. Get it out of here. I'm gonna get myself a Beautiful Princess onto the hand. Then we both I'm gonna bring the Shift back onto the field. Using both of these monsters, I'm gonna go into the Sorcerer Supreme Severing. Changing, bring it out here. Now I'm gonna activate the Beautiful Princess, banish that thing, get ourselves a Lifeless Fish. That's gonna trigger that thing's effect, activating the Lifeless Fish. With the Lifeless Fish, I'm gonna send to the graveyard a Fishborg Planner, banishing their back row, banishing this the Sprite Elf. Now I get to special summon this thing, activate the Snopios, banish both of these cards, special summon that thing, target this thing, and they're gonna scoop. I was about to commit murder, bro. Like it was, it was gonna be so bad. But yeah, they left. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you another replay against Sorso that was 5 turns long, and I think you guys will enjoy it. It wasn't in the event, but I think you'll enjoy it. So let's get into that. Alright guys, here we are for the last replay of the day. After this, we're going to the deck list. I don't want the video to be too long, but I just like giving you guys more. You guys support me so much, bro. I think you guys will want to see more replays. So I'll show you this one, right? We are going first. We're gonna end our turn, and this is what I wanted to show you too. You're like, what the heck wrong with you, dude? I don't care about going first when I have this thing in the hand, bro, and another fish monster. I don't really care. So we're like, okay, bet. They're gonna activate the 10. Yeah, I got the Maxi anyway, so I activate that thing's effect, right? So now they're gonna special summon this thing onto the field, normal summon another one, and with both of these monsters are going to exceed summon into Baguska in attack position? Huh? So here I'm like, I activate my Snowpios, banishing both of these cards, activating this thing's effect, targeting myself because next time this thing gets banished, I get to bring it back onto the field. You'll see why. Again, the Seth gets to come back onto the field. I'm gonna activate that thing's effect, and here I was going into the White Aurora Whale, and I'm gonna say something to you, bro. I have never, ever in my life. What's going on outside today? Either way, never in my life seen anybody put this thing in attack position. I didn't know that it couldn't be destroyed. So I activate this thing's effect, activating the Snowpios in the graveyard. That way I could banish the Seth, bring it back to my hand, right? I'm thinking this thing's gonna get destroyed. No, it's not because I don't read. Then they're gonna activate the Sorso Emergence, and I'm gonna Ash Blossom that thing because the leaves are falling and it's spring outside. So get it out of my face. So then they're gonna set one back row and end their turn, right? I'm like, okay, bet. Now I know that thing can be. I never seen anybody put that thing in attack position. I don't read. So then we're gonna get the shift back onto the field, right? We're gonna use both of these monsters right here to synchro summon into the Supreme Severin Chang Ying, right? Again, we're gonna activate the effect of the Snowpios, banishing these 2 cards so I could. Basically, I was trying to trigger this thing, then I'm going to target myself. Now, with the effect of the Supreme Severin Chang Ying, I'm going to banish that thing, banish a card from the graveyard, right? Normal summon the Lifeless Leech Fish, send the shift to the graveyard, activate the shift, banish that thing so I can give this thing an attack boost. I'm going to slap him in the face. Now here, I'm thinking that it's all free real estate, it's all going to be easy, fine and dandy, right? Sorso is cracked. I might actually have to cover the deck for this season. Maybe I can add some sauciness into it. But here we go with Sorso Emergence. They're going to get the Strategist onto the hand. Now they're going to normal summon that Moyi. Activate its effect. Showing us that they have the Moyi. And this is where they kind of made a mistake. They should have shown me the strategies that I already know that you have. But because I know that you have the strategies and another Sorso card, I know you have a potential level 10 synchro summon. So here I activate the shift. I'm like, nah, I gotta think ahead, right? So activate the shift. Using both of these monsters, I'm gonna make myself an Arion Pose. Bring it onto the field. Again, they're gonna get themselves a token. I'm gonna activate the Arion Pose. I'm gonna banish a Seth. Seth is gonna activate its effect, bring itself onto the field, activating its effect. Then both of these cards, one of them is gonna get banished as we synchro summon into the Ascan, right? Then they're gonna Solemn Judgment me. I'm like, oh snap, brother. I was not expecting that. So that thing gets bodied. I'm like, well then. I activate the Snowpios, banish this thing, bringing it back to my hand. Then they're gonna activate the Strategist, right? I'm gonna activate the Snowpios once again, banishing both of these cards right here. Now I special summon our Snowpios. They're gonna special summon that thing, getting themselves another token. I'm gonna activate the Severin, activating this thing. So now next time this thing leaves the field, it gets banished. And then we're gonna banish the Strategist because we can't have no level 10s on the field. They're still gonna use both of these monsters to go into the Draco Berserker of the Tenyi though, right? Bring it out here. Now they're gonna go into the battle phase. They're gonna destroy this thing, get the attack boost, and now they're gonna slap my Snowpios in the face, get it out of here. And I'm like, okay, bet. So now here, I'm in a little bit of a predicament. This card is amazing. I love it. So if I use this thing's effect, we're just gonna banish each other. So I gotta think ahead, right? So now we gotta evenly match. That doesn't matter. I'm gonna activate the shift, bring it onto the field, right? Here, activate the Lively Leech Fish, sending the Flagboard to the graveyard. Activate that thing's effect. We hit a fish, so I get to special summon that. Now with all 3 of these monsters, I get to go into a level 8 Ascan. Activate the effect of the Ascan. I'm gonna banish that thing. Now he's gonna banish my Ascan because a card for a card, but I didn't care because that's what I wanted to happen. Because when Ascan gets banished, I activate that thing's effect, banish a fish, bring the Ascan back onto the field, and I could have banished that thing if I wanted to, but it was GG's anyways. I love this deck, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I haven't been able to put it down for like the whole week. But either way, let's go into the deck list. Alright, guys. So I just wanted to show you, well, yeah, this is the deck list that I was using for those specific replays. Again, a lot of these cards you didn't even get to see, and I did bring down the max C to 1. I would suggest bumping it back up to 2. It depends on how you want to play the deck. Because also, I do have this one right here, which is the one that I'm enjoying the most right now, especially because of the Nemesis corridor and stuff like that. So if you want to copy this one is more for synchro summoning and it's more focused. If you want, just go back to the last video I showed you. That deck list that I showed you there is the one that I really enjoy. It's basically this deck list, but I modified it a little bit. So if we're gonna go over the deck list, just if you want to see this one specifically, go back to the other video. I'm going to go over the one that I use for these specific replays. So we do run one Supe because we're running the Supe package. One Max C, you could definitely bump that up to 2. You saw that I was running it at 2. 2 Hub Ear Squadrons, 2 Paces, the Light of the Ghoti, 2 Shifts, 2 Seth Ruby the Ghoti, 2 Ash Blossoms, 2 Silent Anglers, 3 Lifeless Leaf Fish, 1 Ice Seep, 3 Super Dark Walkers, 3 Abyss Sharks, 2 Dimensional Shifters, 1 Ianok, 3 Snopios, 1 Ghost Sarcophagus, 1 The Most Distant Deepest, you know, the field spell, 2 Code by the Graves, 1 Crossout Designated, 2 Infinite Impermanence, and each one of the traps. Right here, the Ghoti Chain and the Ghoti Fury. Then we run 2 Ariompos, 1 Aurora Whale, 1 Unemancipated Ryzen, 1 Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon, 2 Ascan, the Biancore Ghotis, 1 Baron the Floor, 1 Ghoti of the Deep and Beyond, 1 Ice Jade Gramir Angerin, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 number 4 Stealth Kraken, the strongest monster in the game, Stealth Kraken Spawn, and then 1 Abyss Keeper. Again, this deck has so many different versions and variations that you could play. Play this deck however you want, bro. If you want this deck list, use this one. If you want the one that I used in the other video, just check the other video out and check those out. I love this deck. I'm still working on it. Like, I'm still working on different versions of this deck because I'm mesmerized by it, bro. I just love it. I want to make other different versions. Like, I want to make Ghoti suit ships, which I don't know if they'll work well, but I just have an idea and I'll try it. I'll let you guys know if I did make it or not. Well, you'll see the video if I did. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, please leave a like, share, and consider subscribing on the road to 1,000. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.